You know what no one ever told me? That I was pushing people away and calling it space. For years, anytime shit got a little too intense in a relationship, whether it's an argument or a disagreement or even just a weird tone, I'd go cold, quiet. I'd pull back and just tell myself I just need to clear my head or I don't want to say something that I'll regret. And I mean, sure, sometimes that was true, but mostly I was just avoiding the discomfort, full stop. Like, I didn't know how to sit in it. I didn't know how to stay in connection while still needing a breather. So I'd just disconnect completely. I'd walk out of the room, I'd stop replying to texts, go for a drive, whatever it was that I needed to just not deal. And here's the fucked up part. I thought I was being calm. I thought I was being the regulated one. Meanwhile, the person I loved was sitting there wondering if I was done with the whole relationship, panicking, blaming herself, feeling abandoned. And I'd get frustrated with her being too reactive, too emotional, too needy, when really I was just emotionally unavailable, but dressed up in self control. And no one teaches men this. No one says, hey, that shutdown you do, that's actually a survival response, not maturity. And it took me losing some good relationships to finally go, hang on, maybe this isn't working. So here's where it gets messy. Like, you've probably heard of attachment styles. Maybe you haven't. But the avoidant and anxious combo, mate, it's a fucking emotional war zone, let me tell you that. You've got one person who shuts down completely when things get intense, me, and one person who craves closeness and reassurance, and that was her. So you get in a fight or even just a weird vibe. I'd pull away, I'd go quiet, my whole nervous system would just lock up like, nope, I can't do this right now. Not because I didn't care, but because my body was internally saying, this is dangerous. And on her side, that silence, it was torture. She'd start spinning, overthinking, feeling like I didn't love her, like I was already halfway out the door. And then when she'd reach for me, a message or a question or trying to talk, I'd feel smothered and cornered, like I was being dragged into something that I wasn't ready for. So I'd pull back more. And then she'd chase harder, and then I'd shut down even more, and it would just spiral. No one's wrong in this situation, but everyone's hurting. And the worst part is, you start believing shit that's not even true. She thinks he doesn't care about me. I'm thinking she's too much, I can't handle this. But underneath it all, both are just scared. Scared, she's scared you're leaving. You're scared of losing yourself in the chaos. And there was this one moment that just changed it all for me. It was during an argument. Nothing explosive, just the same old tension. She was upset, wanted to talk it through, and I could feel myself slipping into that shutdown mode. My chest tightened, my brain was already halfway out the fucking door. Like, I need to get out of this. But for the first time, I paused and I just said, look, I need 20 minutes. I need to step away, but I promise you I'm going to come back and we'll talk through this. And man, that one fucking sentence, that changed the whole game, because up until that point, my silence meant danger to her, disconnection, rejection. But now there was a bridge. There was a signal that I wasn't disappearing. I was just breathing. And for me, it gave me permission to be human, to not shut down, but to step out with intention and return. It's not some magical line, it's just commitment. I'm not leaving, I'm coming back. And I realize now that's all she needed. Not a solution, not perfection, just presence, even when it came with space. You know, I'm not going to tell you that this fixed everything. It did, and we still broke up. Not because we didn't care and because we didn't try, but sometimes two people are just at different stages of their life, different stages of their healing. And honestly, that used to make me feel like a failure. Like, if I was really doing the work, wouldn't I have saved it? But that's not how any of this works. Because sometimes the win isn't in saving the relationship, but it's becoming the man who could have. It's learning how to stay present in conflict. It's learning how to name what's happening in your body instead of just shutting down. It's learning how to love without abandoning yourself in the process. And that version of me, he wasn't there at the start of the relationship, but he got there, or he's getting there. And that's the point. This stuff, this emotional wiring, these patterns, they don't change overnight. But if you're willing to look at it, to own your part without shame, to shift how you show up, you don't just change your relationships, you change who you are in them. And the next time that dynamic shows up, whether it's in love, whether it's family, or even just how you handle conflict with a mate, you're not reacting from the old wound. You're responding from something way more grounded, way more masculine, and way more you. I'll see you tomorrow.